Welcome guys, my name is Brandy. If you're new to the channel, this is the Melly Gang, as you should know. Hi.
I'm putting that in the video if you can hear it.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Hi, it is me, Brandy. I am back with another video. If you hear stuff in the background, that's my cat. I'm gonna introduce her. I'm gonna introduce her in another video later, but she's back there messing with stuff. So, Jeff, you're distracting me. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about some spirituality stuff, and specifically shadow work. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching. But before you keep watching the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell, hit that like button, join the Melly Gang. You can be black, white, yellow, or brown, it doesn't matter. You can be anything, do anything to join the Melly Gang.
You can be red too.
You can be red too, apparently, according to my boyfriend. Or purple. Just subscribe. But anyway, like I said, we're gonna be talking about shadow work today, which is really different for my channel. It's not something I've never, like spirituality, religion, all that kind of stuff. It's not something I necessarily planned on talking about, but this in particular was something that really kind of caught my interest in particular time in my life. And also it has ties to psychology, which is actually pretty cool. And so being that I am a psychology major, of course I had to get up in it. And so I'm actually gonna be doing my makeup as I'm talking about it, but I am going to be going off to the side and attempting to read some things, because I mean, we all know I'm blind. Of course, I still don't have my glasses on, I don't learn. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Could you not do that? Thanks. Yeah? Huh? Nala, how the hell did you get up there?
I see her.
Get your tail. Just get your tail. So to start, how I found out about shadow work was actually through a YouTuber that I subscribe to. Her name is Trinity. She does a lot of spirituality content and lifestyle stuff, and I was really gravitated to her just for her personality and things like that. And so I'm going to actually link the video in the description that actually brought my attention to it. And basically, the long and the short of it, shadow work is basically something that you would do to just try to basically figure yourself out, or learn more about yourself, or confronting your shadow side, as they would say. And so, hold on, I need to get a mirror. So it's basically just you confronting your shadow side, trying to figure out the root of all of your anger or trauma or things like that. And it's actually really, really helpful. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it also has ties to psychology as well. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about where the idea of shadow work came from. I have some notes off to the side, so if you see me looking off, I'm attempting to read that because, again, I'm blind. The idea of psychology came from a psychologist by the name of Carl Jung, and he was a 20th century psychologist from Switzerland. The term Jungian or Jungian psychology was coined by him because he was the person that came up with the idea about the person's shadow self representing the unconscious aspect of one's personality, and just basically all the things that people don't generally think or talk about. That's basically what the shadow person is, hence, you know, the name shadow work. It involves basically confronting all the negatives about yourself. So the purpose of shadow work was to learn about and get rid of the negative effects we have in our lives, and to bring those two parts of ourselves together in a more accepting environment for the two of you, your you and then your shadow you. And so, because your shadow you is a part of you that it's basically the parts that you don't want everyone else to see, the part that you mask, the part that no one else sees or knows about. Nala, get out of the trash can. She working my nerves, bro. It is said that it is more commonly practiced by people who are into spirituality or people who are just spiritual in general, but also it is used in therapeutic settings with psychologists to help people learn more about themselves. And so because of that fact itself is the reason why I decided to do it. And in the video that I watched from Trinity, in the description, she actually had a link, or I think it was in her comments, where she had the list of questions that she was using as a prompt or a template to actually do her shadow work. It's a total of 15 or 16 questions. And I started this so long ago, y'all. It's been months, and I just now finished it. That should show how on top of that I've been. But at least I did it though. I did it. Finished it. So for me personally, the reason why I decided to do it, not just because of the psychology aspects to it, but also because I have taken an interest in spirituality recently. And so I have a lot of just anger and sadness and just different issues that have accumulated over the years that I have always wanted to know the root problem was. Like, I could never quite figure it out. I'm a type of person that really just tries to figure everything out on my own, and it does not always work. It's not always the best thing to do, but I did it for several years, and then I decided that I just wanted to take a more calculated approach, I guess, versus me just winging it every day. So that was one of my reasons why. And so I completed all 15 of the prompt questions, and man, they jumped right into it. It was deep. It was not. Let me actually just read you the first one. So I actually had two separate lists that I was going off of. So each day I had a total of 2 questions. And so the 2 questions for the first day was, if you could say one thing to the person that hurt you the most, what would you say and why? And then the next question is, what emotion do you try to avoid? What makes you afraid to tell it or feel it? What are you afraid will happen if you feel it? Right off the bat, those are the first questions, and it only got more intense and deep from there. And these questions are meant to be that way. It's you're trying to find out reasons why certain things are the way they are. You're trying to learn more about yourself. The moment that I realized that I was actually coming to terms with some things was actually pretty early. It was actually in day 3 of the questions. Oh boy, don't you look good. That's my man, y'all. Y'all can't see him, but that's my man.
Did I ever tell you that I used to play with ants?
What?
As a kid.
So you just volunteered yourself to get ate up as a child?
And I thought it was super normal, I guess, until I got bit.
So like I said, whenever I realized that I was making a connection, basically it was very early on. It was on day 3. And so typically how I did my journaling for my shadow work, there was always 3 questions. It would always start off with something positive, because you never know what these questions will bring. So I always start off with asking myself, what is something that you like or love about yourself, internally or physically? And then it would be followed by the 2 prompt questions from the list that I had. And so specifically The second question that I did was the one that really just kind of resonated with me very well. Like I didn't hold anything back in this, and it really opened my eyes to some things. So the second question for day 3 was the one that really opened my eyes, and that question is, what adjective would trigger you if someone used it to describe you? Why does it trigger me? Why does it trigger you? What would be bad about it being true? What about it bothers me? What about it bothers me, that the fact that it's accurate or inaccurate, and what could a positive aspect of being that way be? So this is what I said. Also, I don't usually cuss on my channel, but there's language in here, so I mean, I'm grown. My response was, shit, there are so many words. Liar, bitchy, sneaky, stupid, victim, ugly, unfair, not good enough, weak, and oversensitive. All of these words would trigger me. Granted, they are mostly things I heard or felt while with one of my exes, but I still hold them with me. Sadly, some are true, but not all true for bad reasons. I am a victim, I am sensitive, I am sneaky, I feel as though I am not good enough and ugly because of those things. My bitchiness is me trying to save a relationship, and so can some lies, but I'm never weak or stupid. Someone saying those words to me trigger me because it goes against the image I want people to see me as. It makes me out to be this terrible person I know I could be, but choose not to. Honestly, the accuracy and inaccuracy bothers me because it turns to be more of a battle with myself. I feel like I have to prove people wrong who think that way about me, but they will believe what they want regardless. So who am I really proving myself to then? Myself? Why should I have or need to prove myself wrong about who I am? The only real thing I can do is work on them and be better for myself. As a positive, I lie to protect. I bitch to get my points across. I sneak to save others' pain. Doing stupid things prompt me to learn. Being a victim can help other victims. I don't always look my best, and that's okay. Some people need to learn fairness through unfair acts, and I'd rather not be good enough if that keeps me away from the toxic people that I've been around before. Being weak in some areas allows me to let others be able to help me and pick me back up again so I'm not alone. And being oversensitive allows me to see and feel what others see and feel so that I can better help them. And you know what? I love that about me. It just made me feel kind of good.
Aww.
But that was like, I'm talking to you now, I'm not talking to the camera. But that was like the first day that I was like, you know what? I get it, kind of. I never thought about the negative things people say about me as something that could be positive. I guess you could say, like specifically like about the lying. Like I hate lying. Like I don't like lying to people, but I notice that whenever I end up doing it, it's often because I'm trying to save someone else, like the burden or the hurt of whatever that news is. And whenever I wrote my response to that and I read it back that night, I was like, you know, I get it. Like I'm not angry that those traits are bestowed on me, because I can take it and turn it into a new meaning for myself. If that makes sense.
Because usually you hear people, when people are referencing, try to find the good in everything. It's really different whenever you're dealing with somebody that
like the
puts
negative
a name on you that has such a negative connotation. It's like a very different feeling, and you know, you're quick to like disagree with it because you know you don't want that word with that negative connotation.
Right, like you don't want to be associated with that.
Take that, what everyone says, make everything or turn everything into something positive, even though it's bad. Right. It's a lot different whenever people are like talking shit about you or just name calling. So That's good that you're able to do that.
So for me, that day was a day that I just hold very close to me, because I just know that I made some type of breakthrough in that connection. Because typically, whenever people say negative things about you, you don't try and associate it with something positive. And so for me to be able to do that was just like it was an eye-opener for me, for one, because I never really quite thought about it until that question, honestly. And so it was just really nice. It was nice. Like I feel like I learned something, I guess. So for me, I try and get everybody that I know to do shadow work. Because not just because of the whole spiritual aspect of it, but because it helps so much with really learning so much about yourself that you just don't typically think about on the regular day-to-day basis, you know? And so I feel like it's very beneficial for everyone. And Carl Jung, whenever he came across it, honestly, he was on to something, because it really helped a lot of people come to terms with a lot of different things in their life. And it's just like another form of therapy, but like self-therapy, you know? And so I really feel like everybody should do it at least once in their life, you know? At least once. Learn some stuff, you know, come to terms with a couple different things. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup and be back with my final thoughts.
Wow, you have to do it like that.
Yeah, and not those type of thoughts. I should just have thoughts flash on the screen. THOTS. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Yes.
All right, so my final thoughts. I really feel like I am recording. So my final thoughts are. Okay,
hold on. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself and you get in the character.
All this is staying in. I have to keep it. So my final thoughts about the video and this topic in general is I feel like everybody should do shadow work at least one time in their life. Like, forget the whole aspect that it's a part of like the spirituality community or whatever, because we have some people that are, you know, very religious that may not look at it in that light, but just it's more of a self-discovery, it's self-therapy to just come to terms with a lot of different things. Everybody needs to do it at least once. Like, I try and get my friends, family members to do it. It's so great. Like, it's really great. It's another form of journaling, but you just have a writing prompt, and it gets you to dig deeper and to look within, and it's really great. It's great. Yeah, I think that's it. That is my shadow work video. Again, I'll be linking the video that I referenced in the description below. Anyway, that is all for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can be anything, do anything to join the Melly gang. You can be black, white, yellow, or brown, or purple, or red, apparently. Purple or green, I don't know. You can be all the colors of the rainbow. Be quiet, Jeff. You can be all the colors on the rainbow. Just hit subscribe, join the family, get some more of the craziness. It's lit over here. But you have a fantastic day. Do some shadow work. Watch that video. Subscribe to Trinity's channel too. Like, she don't know me, but she's dope. Subscribe to her channel. But anyway, that's it. I'm out. Deuces.
Melly gang, Melly gang, Melly gang, Melly gang. Red, yellow, purple, red, pink. Hey, red, brown, black, yellow. Hey, you can even be white. You can be clear, bro, for all I care. Join the Melly gang. You can be bronze. You can have an opacity of 50.
Okay, that's it. That's in the video.
Anywhere you go.